Welcome to News Today with Universal Parks News Today. I'm Eric Morton, and here now is the news for September 26th, 2025. A new message from Universal sent to team members claims that Stardust racers at Epic Universe functioned as intended, and the ride system was not the cause of the tragic accident that resulted in a guest's death last week. In the latest addition to this story, Universal sent that message to team members. In the message, Universal notes that this is still an ongoing investigation. However, they also claim that so far, based on their internal investigation, Stardust racers functioned as normal. Our internal findings to date confirm that the ride systems functioned as intended. Equipment was intact at the ride start, throughout the duration of the ride, and upon the ride vehicle's return to the station, and our team members followed procedures. The attraction remains closed as we continue to work through a comprehensive review process in cooperation with the ride manufacturer of record. Safety is and always will be at the forefront of everything we do. The communication also expresses gratitude to team members during this difficult time and reiterates support for Zavala's family. Our hearts are with our guest family and loved ones, and with all of you who have been impacted by this tragic loss. A GoFundMe has been set up for Kevin, and his family is kindly asking for support to cover funeral and memorial expenses. His family says Kevin was truly one of a kind. He had an old soul, wise beyond the years, with a heart full of compassion, love, and understanding. He was the kind of person who always made time to listen, offer thoughtful advice, and lift others up even when he was facing challenges of his own. Again, despite the restrictions and obstacles he encountered throughout his life, Kevin met them all with grace, strength, and an unwavering spirit. He overcame so much, and he did so with quiet resilience and humility. We read those words on this show last week. We encouraged you to donate to the family's GoFundMe. I'd still like to have a QR code on the screen so that you can donate to his family and help them out in this time, and we'll put a link in the description as well. Please help this young man's family. Later, in an article from local news station WKMG6, it was revealed that Orange County deputies were investigating the death under Florida's manslaughter statute, which reads, the killing of a human being by the act, procurement, or culpable negligence of another without lawful justification, according to the provisions of Chapter 776, and in cases in which such killing shall not be excusable homicide or murder, according to the provisions of this chapter, is manslaughter, a felony of second degree. A spokesman for the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services also provided a statement saying the department's current findings align with those shared by Universal after monitoring the same tests and reviewing the same information. WKMG6 notes that no information has been provided at this time about any potential suspects in the case. Both the article and the FDACS spokesperson also mentioned that the case is still being investigated and additional information will be released as it becomes available. In other words, the fact that an investigation exists does not mean that anyone did anything wrong in this instance. The young man's family has hired an attorney. They did give a press conference where he pointed out that at no point did this man do anything to deserve dying on this roller coaster. I think people in the comments were quick to blame the victim in a lot of instances. There's a lot of information left to gather here. So I think the best course of action is to report facts and not speculate on what happened in this case. Now, a Central Florida woman is suing Universal, claiming that she was injured on Stardust racers at Epic Universe. According to West 2, 49-year-old Sandy Streets states the coaster caused her head to shake violently and slam against the headrest. She alleges that Universal failed to properly restrain her head. Streets visited Epic Universe on April 30th, 2025 during previews about 3 weeks before the park's official opening. The law firm Spetses Buist filed the lawsuit on her behalf and is asking for a jury trial to decide how much Universal should compensate Streets for her alleged injuries. Universal did not respond to West 2's request for comment. The Toothless puppet suffered a malfunction in a recent showing of the Untrainable dragon at Epic Universe. Spoiler alert, if you have not seen or do not want the magic ruined, you can skip to the next story. We do put timestamps in here. The Untrainable Dragon is a Broadway-style stage show featuring Hiccup and Toothless and How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk at Epic. The show includes a scene with a massive puppet version of Toothless flying over the audience. Toothless weighs 1,157 pounds and has a wingspan of nearly 27 feet, according to the Universal website. In a TikTok posted by @dania.cv, the large puppet appears to have malfunctioned mid-flight during a recent performance. The video has the added caption, "Think Toothless had a few too many." In the clip, Toothless hangs unmoving from the ropes that assist the figure when gliding above the crowd. Toothless actually appears twice during the show, once in the middle accompanied by Hiccup and a second time near the finale. It is unclear which segment of the show caused the malfunction, though if it was the first instance, it appears the Hiccup character actor that typically sits atop Toothless during this scene was evacuated from the set. The user mentioned the issue took place on September 11th. There was no extended downtime reported for the Untrainable Dragon, so this is likely just a mechanical issue that was rectified by the next day. If you want to see a complete performance of the show, we do have it right here on our channel. The Halloween Horror Nights Tribute Store 10th Anniversary Stained Glass Art is now available in poster form at Universal Studios Florida. It costs $34. The Tribute Store is a highly themed store designed for Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Florida. Much like the houses, the Tribute Store has its own backstory. This elaborate stained glass window design honors a decade's worth of lore. The Cthulhu-like monster at the top of the art is from the HHN 32 Tribute Store. Near the bottom, Tribute is spelled out below the Caretaker, the second original icon developed for Halloween Horror Nights. Each year from 2015 through 2025 is written in an arcing shape around the icon like a frame for the window. A life-size version of the window is also hanging on one of the upper levels of the store this year. The same artwork is also available on a Tribute Store anniversary ornament. The poster is 18 by 24 and comes rolled in a cardboard tube with plastic end caps. We found the poster in fittingly the Tribute Store for HHN 2025. They were displayed in a bin next to the framed display poster, though there were only a few remaining by the afternoon. Demolition of Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit continues with even more track removed from the double take loop and loading area. In our last update, all that remained of the ride was the lift hill and one large loop. However, the large loop is being actively demolished, might be gone now. In our picture here is that we have a before and after of comparison. The loop was called the double take, and it was the first non-inverted loop used on a roller coaster when the ride opened back in 2009, which worked by having the track banking change throughout the loop to keep the riders upright. You can't really see the large loop from City Walk, but you can see the lift hill, construction vehicles, a large crane, and a large hill of dirt. The large loop can be easily viewed from inside the park at the Universal Music Plaza stage and near the Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon attraction. Team members stand near the restrooms in New York, which is currently closed. They keep the guests from entering that area. The loading area also looks different from the last time we visited. Several steel columns are now gone, as is the track where the guests got on and off the coaster. However, the track that abruptly ends was still there last check. The ride closed for good on August 18th. Universal has not yet shared what will replace it. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest Vacations and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head over to wwnt.travel and their team will design your next magical vacation, from tickets to Epic Universe and other Universal parks to hotel reservations and more. The best part is their concierge services are 100% free, so book today. The Shrek's Swamp Splash Pad in DreamWorks Land over at Universal Studios Florida has been completely torn up and removed for unknown reasons. Shrek's Swamp for Little Ogres is an area within DreamWorks Land at Universal Studios Florida. It includes a more standard playground and a splash pad. We noticed the splash pad was still blocked by construction walls, which have been standing since, well, earlier this summer. Shrek's Swamp debuted with DreamWorks Land in June of 2024, and it first closed for refurbishment last October. This year, we saw construction walls return around the splash pad again in July. However, the original walls from July did not cover the whole splash pad, only about half of it. Now the walls have expanded to block the whole space. From the upper level, we can see that the entire splash pad has been ripped up, leaving a genuinely swampy looking area on the ground. The oversized reeds for the splash pad were also removed from the space. Some pipes and concrete supports are still remaining in the ground, but that seems to be all that remains of the original structure. Sections of the dirt hole have filled with water, making the whole area pretty muddy. The water guns on the upper level that could be used to spray the guests on the splash pad have also been deactivated. We don't know why the splash pad was demolished, and Universal has not made any official announcement about it. The final Epic Universe button for Universal Orlando annual pass holders is coming soon, and it will feature Super Nintendo World. Universal teased the 5th and final button annual pass holders can pick up as part of the Epic Universe collection. While we don't know what the button will actually look like, the yellow question mark block gives away the fact that it's going to be themed to Super Nintendo World or Super Mario. It honors Super Nintendo World, one of 5 lands in a new Epic Universe park. Like previous buttons, the new Super Nintendo World button will be available exclusively to Universal Orlando annual pass holders. Universal did not share specifics on the location, dates, etc., but it will likely be available for pickup at the UOAP Lounge and Universal Islands of Adventure from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Or if you're in Universal Studios Florida, head to the Tonight Shop from park open to park close. As with other UOAP buttons, we do not anticipate it will be available at Epic Universe. The Super Nintendo World button is expected to be the 5th and final button. Like we said, the previous 4 buttons all featured lands from Epic Universe. The others were, the first one was Celestial Park with Stardust Racers, the second Isle of Berk with Toothless, the third was Dark Universe with Burning Blade Tavern, and the fourth was a Wizarding World of Harry Potter with a Niffler on it. Currently, pass holders can grab the ET magnet as well as movie ride billboards merchandise. Pass holders can also find UOAP exclusive merchandise in the HHN collection this year. A new video taken by a guest at Universal Studios Hollywood shows that Transformers villain Megatron seemingly encouraging a guest brawl happening in front of him. The video of this new viral incident from Universal Studios Hollywood was shared by TikTok user LJojo100. It currently has over 1.9 million views at the time of us writing the article, probably many more by now. The caption reads, "Another day at Universal Studios Hollywood." The video begins with a shot of Megatron in the Transformers meet and greet area on the lower lot, then pans over to a fight breaking out between a group of several guests in front of him. As a crowd forms, Megatron's robotic voice booms out, "Fight! Fight! Fight!" The guests appear to stop pushing each other and return to just yelling, though Universal security officers had already arrived in the area. The 2 men who seem to be at the center of the fight are later seen being escorted toward the upper lot by security. The reasons behind the altercations, unclear. I guess we don't really care. We just care that Megatron was feeling this. As the guests walk away, we hear Megatron laughing and yelling, "The show's over here." The camera pans back to him sighing, shaking his head, and saying, "You humans are animals, just pure animals." The unique dialogue must have been improvised by the live actor portraying Megatron. It's doubtful any of those lines were pre-recorded. Wild time out there in Hollywood. Dates have been announced for FanFest Nights 2026 at Universal Studios Hollywood, and the first fandom experience was revealed. FanFest Nights Spring 2026, the first confirmed fan experience is Scooby-Doo X Universal Monsters. Pre-sale tickets are available on select dates between April 23rd to May 16th, 2026. Guests can also purchase an Ultimate Fandom Pass with admission to all event nights for $249. Guests who purchase a pre-sale ticket will receive a complimentary limited edition medallion. Universal Studios Japan has announced details for its annual New Year's celebration No Limit Countdown 2026. No Limit Countdown 2026 is a special ticketed New Year's event at Universal Studios Japan that runs from 7 p.m. on December 31st to 9 p.m. on January 1st. Entry includes unlimited guest access to rides and shows for the full 26 hours of the event, with the ability to leave and re-enter the park at any time. The center of the event is the Countdown Special Stage, which promises a year's worth of park entertainment in one night. The one-night-only show will include some of the most popular entertainment offerings from 2025. One Piece premiere show, Pirates vs. Navy Battle, No Limit Summer Dance Night with HYBE Japan, music from artists like BTS is included there. Hamikuma Sweet Scream Party featuring original music in collaboration with King Gnu, Universal Cool Japan 10th Anniversary Singing Show with music from popular content like Sesame Street, Snoopy, Hello Kitty, and Minions. Additionally, guests can celebrate with Universal characters dressed in traditional Japanese attire that are roaming around the park throughout the event. At midnight, a gigantic fireworks display with almost 5,000 fireworks is going to light up the night sky over the lagoon and Gramercy Park, the Countdown special stage, and throughout the park. Tickets start at 16,900 yen. That includes tax. They go up as much to as much as 1.3 million yen for the luxury VIP tour package. Pre-sales for Grand Royal annual pass holders start October 7th, followed by lottery sales through November. General ticket sales start November 17th. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. A special shout out to all the WIGS members watching who make this show happen each and every week. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to universalparksnewstoday.com. If you're enjoying this show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Universal Parks News Today on YouTube, get more great content, of course. Click the bell for notifications and make sure to hit select all notifications so that you never miss an episode of News Today with Universal Parks News Today. For UPNT, this is Eric Morton saying the future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one.